What if you were as loyal as you are beautiful? The stars would envy your heart as much as your face. My nights would not be so long, nor my dreams so cruel. The moon would stay longer just to see your grace. You walk like dawn dressed in secrets and fire. Each step burns me softly, like perfume on desire. You speak, and silence kneels before your name. Yet loyalty escapes you like wind untamed. I gave you a kingdom built from my veins, gold from my patience, walls from my pains. But what use is beauty without the truth? A flower so lovely, yet hollow in root. Your smile was my prayer, your glance my sin. I lost to a war I could never win, for your eyes promised forever one night, then left before sunrise could hold the light. You were carved from stars, but born from storm, so close to love, yet far from its form. I built palaces inside your heart, but you left me standing in their ruins apart. What if beauty could also stay? What if it didn't just shine but pray? Would the ocean still whisper your name in shame, or would loyalty crown your fame? I wrote verses in your shadowed breath. I gave you life even in my death. I bowed to your charm like a loyal slave, yet you buried my love in an unmarked grave. My horse galloped through deserts of grief, each grain of sand a fallen belief. For I trusted your eyes more than God's decree, only to learn betrayal was free. Your perfume lingers, your voice deceives, like wind that kisses then quickly leaves. You smiled while my soul broke in two, and said, "Loyalty is not meant for you." I dressed your name in diamonds and gold, told tales of love never told. But beauty alone could not mend a heart that would rather pretend. I watched the falcon lose its flight. When you turned beauty into night, you taught me that love can fade, even in the light it made. What if loyalty had touched your skin? Would heaven have let me win? Would you have stayed when storms came near? Or would you vanish like you always did, clear? I remember your laughter like ancient art, painted across the ruins of my heart. And though your face outshines the dawn, your loyalty forever gone. Every rose in my palace cries your scent. Each mirror whispers where you went. For beauty that leaves is never fair, and loyalty that dies beyond repair. I prayed beneath crescent moons and stars, that your heart would lose its scars. But prayers can't change what hearts conceal. You are beauty not meant to feel. The falcons I raised now fly alone. The throne beside me turned to stone, for you were meant to be my queen. But loyalty you've never seen. Your eyes, two galaxies wide and deep, where promises go just to sleep. I called them home, but they deceived. They smiled and I believed. What if your beauty could have stayed true? I would have built the world for you. No poet would ever dare to write a tale so cruel, so wrong, so right. I wore your absence like royal silk, drank sorrow instead of milk. I dined with ghosts who said your name, and burned the letters that carried blame. My camel stopped where love had died. Its hooves sank deep where hope had cried. And I, a prince, a poet, a fool, was loyal to someone cold but beautiful. I watched the night betray the day, like you turned love into decay. And still I waited by the sea, where waves once whispered you loved me. The palace lanterns dimmed with shame. Even gold grew tired of your name. Your portrait still hangs, flawless and vain, a reminder of beauty that gave only pain. You were the diamond that refused to shine, the water that turned to bitter wine, a dream that smiled but would not stay, a promise that dissolved in day. My falcon asks why I still cry, why I don't let the memory die, and I whisper, she was both heaven and hell, the story no poet could ever tell. I remember your silence more than your speech. Your absence taught what love can't teach. You proved that beauty, though divine, can live a lie through every line. What if loyalty had touched your soul? Would love have reached its final goal? Would you have stood when storms did rage, or hidden behind a golden cage? My robe of honor lies in dust, my crown now dull with lost trust. I gave you everything I knew, and all you gave was a beautiful view. They call me Fazza, Prince of Pain, whose verses bleed like royal rain. And still, beneath this poet's hue, I wrote each tear because of you. You were the verse that broke the pen, the muse that never came again. Your face, a kingdom, your heart, a war. I lost both peace and who I was before. What if beauty and loyalty kissed? Would paradise still exist? Would love stop breaking its own song? Would right ever heal what went wrong? I have walked through deserts made of regret, each dune a promise I can't forget. Your ghost follows me dressed in white, smiling softly in endless night. The stars no longer guide my path, even the moon hides from your wrath. For you, the queen of what could be, left a prince to drown in poetry. Your name burns through the letters I write, each ink drop a wound in night. And though I try to let you fade, your beauty lives in every blade. If only loyalty had worn your crown, this heart would never have drowned. The falcons would still sing your praise, and I would live through endless days. But beauty alone cannot suffice. Without truth it turns to ice, and love that worships shallow grace will end with tears on a poet's face. You were the moon that never stayed, the light that only betrayed. I was the sky that held too long, believing pain could right the wrong. Even now your eyes haunt me still. At dawn they rise against my will. And though my hands are tired and torn, they write of love, forever mourned. What if you were as loyal as you are fair? The heavens would weep, the angels stare, for never has there been a sight so close to wrong, so near to right. You danced between sin and prayer, left me lost in royal despair, and every breath I breathe today still carries the words you didn't say. My kingdom sleeps, my soul won't rest. Your absence carves inside my chest. You were my sun, my rain, my art, and now the desert owns my heart. I told my horse to forget your scent. It bowed its head, obedient, bent, but when the wind whispered your name, cried like me, all the same. Even my sword has turned to rust. It learned to love, then lost its trust. My armor glows from tears I shed, defending love that was long dead. If loyalty had kissed your lips, no ship of love would sink or slip. We would have built our names in flame, and turned the world into our claim. But beauty ruled you like a throne, and loyalty died all alone. You became the mirror I can't shatter. The pain that time won't matter. I still walk by your memory's sea, and waves rise up to comfort me. They whisper softly, "She never knew what loyalty could mean to you." I answer back with royal sighs. I loved her truth more than her lies. And though her beauty conquered earth, her heart was never worth its worth. The sun may rise, the world may spin, but I remain where I have been, among the ruins of love's lost art, the loyal fool with a bleeding heart. I have seen queens who ruled with grace, but none had your haunting face. I have met angels who never lied, but none who left so beautified. What if your beauty had a soul? Would I have reached my final goal? Would love have turned from dream to stay? Would pain have quietly gone away? You were the thunder before the rain, the smile behind hidden pain. You were the test the poets fail, a story too sharp, too pale. I still hear echoes in the night of what you said beneath the light. Your voice, a promise half untrue. Your silence, what loyalty knew. I built a prayer with your name inside, asked the desert to let love hide. But even the dunes repeat your lies. Each grain remembers your disguise. You're the fire I cannot tame, the sin I whisper without shame, the storm that lives beneath my crown, the beauty that tore my kingdom down. If only loyalty had known your face, the heavens would have lost their grace. For such love would not be bound by what is seen but what is found. I am the poet of a royal ache, the prince of promises you break. And though my tears wear silver hue, they all belong only to you. Now silence sits beside my throne. It wears your perfume, speaks your tone. And when I close my eyes to sleep, your ghost walks in soft and deep. I've learned that beauty can betray, that loyalty is the harder way. But even now I can't erase the memory of your flawless face. What if you were as loyal as you are beautiful? The world would have bowed before your name, For love would have found its perfect proof, and beauty would no longer be to blame. You'd be the queen of every vow, the muse that poets dream of now, and I, your prince, your poet, your man, would have fulfilled God's written plan. But fate chose silence, and you chose pride, and love was buried side by side. You kept your beauty, lost your heart, and I became the broken art. Still, I bless you in every prayer, for being both cruel and fair. You taught me what the stars conceal, that beauty can't make love real. And so I end this poem's cry, under the same vast desert sky, as Fazza whispers through the wind. What if loyalty lived within? Then maybe love would not have died, nor tears become the poet's guide. But beauty walked alone apart, and loyalty broke my heart.